Hi, it's Ashley from AB Sound Advice. Today we are doing a product preview on the Stinger amp kit. Now this is a 0 gauge amp kit, and for amplifiers up to, well, as you can see there, 3,400 watts. Now I'll just turn it around on the other side so you can see the back. Now again, this thing does have a lot of weight to it, so it's certainly not a light item. And 0 gauge amp kits, I mean, this is the SK4201 from Stinger, so really is a fantastic cable. And you can also now hear me grunting away. That actually has a lot of weight to it. You can also see here, and I'll bring it up a little closer, you can see the fuse that we actually now have on board. We now have an A&L, and we have a 250 amp fuse in there. And the weight of this, straight off the bat, you can tell you're dealing with a high quality amp kit, and this is for amplifiers, as I said, up to 3,400 watts, and this will deal with, we're dealing with 250 amp. And as I've mentioned previously before, it really is important. Out of all the things you can do, the amp kit plays a very big part of the system, and at this level, this is a serious cable. You're going to need somebody who knows what they're doing to run this. It's a very thick, a very heavy cable. You've got the 100% copper. It is a high fidelity, high quality cable from our friends at Stinger, and it's the 4000 series. These are not cheap, there's no argument, but if you're going to be playing in this area, you really want to make sure that we get the cable right. And as I said before, I love these little cubby holes where you can feel the cables. It's just fantastic, and it's great to see the Stinger brand being around all these years later. And as I said, in all my demo cars and sound vehicles I've used the Stinger cable all the way through my career, and the 0 gauge stuff is mainly where I play. It is a fantastic cable. It's really easy for installation. It's a great feel, and when you actually cut the stuff up, I mean, obviously this is a pre-made kit, but you can get this on rolls as well. It is a fantastic cable. It really is. I really can't say enough about it. I mean, as I said, the 0 gauge, and it's a true spec cable, so it's made to the highest possible quality you can get it to. So just keep in mind that if we are going to be buying a significant amplifier that's up to 3,400 watts, you really want to make sure you get a good quality cable. You don't want to be taking a risk of getting this wrong and having a fire break out just because the cable wasn't able to deal with it. And to date, I've never had an issue with any Stinger cables at all. There is a lot of cheap brands out there which, yes, you can have those problems I just said I haven't had, and I've had those as well, where there have been fires, there's been burnouts. You've just got to be so careful. I think if you're going to be playing in this area, it's so important to make sure you get the right cable. So, and Stinger, as I said, they've been making these cables since as far back as I can remember, and even all these years later, it's still to the same level of quality, and it's a fantastic cable. So if you're looking for a high quality power kit and you are going to be dealing with some high wattages, then definitely the 0 gauge SK4201 would be the way to go. Now, if you'd like to find out more information about this cable, you can duck on to stingeraustralia.com.au for Australia, or hifihq.co.nz for New Zealand, or stingerelectronics.com if you're outside those two zones. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's little product preview on the SK4201 amp kit from Stinger, and again, thank you for tuning into AB Sound Advice.